Hello everyone, we are Group 5 and my name is Sumit Bong and my teammates are Parag Bajaj, Puneet Madia and Sanjay Karir. Our topic is machining of polymer matrix composite. So first of all, let's see what is polymer matrix composite. A polymer matrix composite is a composite material composed of a variety of short or continuous fibers bound together by an organic polymer matrix. PMCs are designed to transfer loads between fibers of a matrix. PMC matrices are typically either thermosets or thermoplastics. PMCs are widely used because of their properties such as low specific weight, high material stability against corrosion, good electrical and thermal insulation, ease of shaping and economic mass production, and attractive optical properties. Now, let's take a look at some exciting real-life applications of polymer matrix composites. PMCs are used in aircraft and aerospace industry to reduce aircraft weight, which can improve its performance and reduces its cost. In biomedical industry, it is used to manufacture various equipments such as medical implants, orthopedic devices, MRI scanners, and prosthetics, etc. Since polymer matrix composites can withstand extremely hot or cold and other hazardous conditions, they are used in the manufacturing of protective equipments. Some such equipments are shown in the figure below. PMCs have many industrial applications such as making chemical storage tanks, pressure vessels, valves, impellers, and blades, etc. Polymer matrix composites are also used to repair bridges and other construction materials and equipments like booms and cranes. As shown in the pie chart, more than 50% of material used in aircraft is made up of polymer matrix composites. Now, let's see some machining techniques for polymer matrix composites. Conventional methods such as turning, drilling, and forming can be used for machining of PMCs, whereas non-conventional methods like abrasive water jet machining, which is currently in use, laser machining, and electrochemical discharge machining is the exciting future trend. Details of these processes will be explained in the upcoming slides. Now, my colleague Puneet will take over.
Thank you, Sumit. Now I'll talk about PMC usage in automotive industry. To make electrical tape, we use extrusion and rolling as conventional machining process. These tapes are pressure sensitive and designed to protect electrical connections. They are different types of tapes. Masking tape is designed to cover and protect surfaces during painting and repair. Double-sided tape. Most factory vehicles use foam-lined tape for emblems, trim, and even securing body panels. Self-vulcanizing tape. It is great for sealing electrical wiring and plumbing. Now, speaking of automotive thermoforming, automotive thermoforming is act of heating a single plastic sheet until it is soft and malleable enough to form or shape around custom designed mold or tool. Three types of thermoforming are vacuum forming, pressure forming, and twin sheet forming. Vacuum forming. A strong vacuum is inserted between tool and plastic to suction any air, pulling the plastic more firmly into the mold and creating a defined shape. This is the least expensive and simplest method that's best for less defined shapes like trunk tubs and dashboards. Pressure forming. The plastic is fitted to the tool and then blasted with highly pressurized air to press it more firmly against the shape. This requires stronger force than vacuum, but it's easier to get sharper angles and more intricate detailing. Twin sheet forming. It is the most complex method for automotive thermoforming. It's ideal for cylinders, hollow products, and pieces requiring separate interior components. Commonly thermoformed automotive parts include dashboards, interior door panels, truck bed liners, and exhaust fans. shaped tub for trunks. Next slide, please. Automotive tires consist of multiple layers bonded together. Rubber is the main raw material used in manufacturing tires, and both natural and synthetic rubber are used. To produce the rubber used in tire manufacturing, the liquid latex is mixed with acids that cause the rubber to solidify. The other primary ingredient in tire rubber is carbon black. Carbon black is fine, soft powder created when crude oil or natural gas is burned with limited amount of oxygen, causing incomplete combustion and creating large amount of fine soot. Polymer matrix composite are used to make cars and truck panels. We make car and truck panels using conventional methods like rolling and sheet forming. We use polymer matrix composites because of low cost, ease of processing, integration, noise reduction, improved styling, and overall part for performance. Next slide, please. Laser beam machining. Laser beam machining is a form of machining that uses heat directed from laser beam. The high frequency of monochromatic light will fall on the surface, then heating and melting and vaporization of the material take place due to impingement of photons. Laser cutting of composites find wide application in industry due to improved end product quality, low cost, and short processing time. The laser beams are widely used for cutting, drilling, marking, welding, and sintering. Composite materials are brittle, anisotropy, and non-homogeneous in nature, which makes it difficult to machine by conventional machining methods. Conventional methods damage the workpiece through chipping, cracking, delamination, and high wear on cutting tools. We can see the formula given in slide that depth of cut T is directly proportional to laser beam power, which is P, and inversely proportional to velocity V and laser beam spot diameter D. Now my colleague Sanjay will take over.
Thanks, Puneet. In next few slides, I will talk about abrasive water jet machining. Abrasive water jet machining is a non-conventional machining process. In this process, beam of water accelerates abrasive particles, and mechanical energy of water and abrasive are used to achieve material removal. Silicon carbides, sand, corundum, and glass beads are generally used as abrasives of small grain size, typically lying between 10 to 150 micrometers. These are the formula we will use to calculate indentation depth delta, material removal rate MRR, and surface roughness RA, where capital V is the maximum velocity of abrasive particles, D is the diameter of abrasive particle, rho is the density of abrasive, and sigma is the fracture strength of workpiece material. Next slide, please. Here we will see about cold abrasive water jet machining on PMCs. Generally, we use unique cold abrasive water jet cutting technology due to some of its distinct advantages like no thermal distortion, high machine versatility, high flexibility, and small cutting forces. Abrasive water jet produced clean slates of much higher quality than other processes, and productivity was also comparable to the laser cutting process. Now, the absence of thermal distortion is achieved due to its cold cutting processes since the material temperature will not exceed 70 degrees Celsius. Now, I will tell you about this flow chart. There are several factors which affect depth of cut, surface roughness, material removal rate, curve geometry, and nozzle wear. This includes hydraulic parameters, which has water jet orifice size, water jet pressure. The other one is abrasive properties, which include abrasive grid size, abrasive material, and abrasive flow rate. The next one is workpiece material, which include the composition of workpiece material, hardness of workpiece material. The next one is physical dimensions, which include bore diameter and tube length. The last and most important one, cutting parameters, which I will explain in next slide. Cutting parameters also include traverse speed, standoff distance, and angle of attack. Next slide. In this slide, we will see various cutting parameters which affect surface roughness in abrasive water jet machining. In first figure, we have compared pressure and surface roughness. As you can see, with increase in pressure, the mean surface roughness will decrease. In the second figure, the traverse speed and surface roughness were compared, and with increase in traverse speed, the mean surface roughness will also increase. In the third and last one, standoff distance and surface roughness were compared. With increase in standoff distance, the mean surface roughness also increases. Now, my colleague Parag Bajaj will take over.
Thank you so much, Sanjay. Now, I will talk about some of the future trends for the machining of PMC material. The process is ECDM process. ECDM stands for Electrochemical Discharge Machining Process, and its optimization is done with differential evolution algorithms. The process capabilities of ECDM routine are: first one is voltage, electrolyte concentration EC, inter-electrode gap IEG, pulse on and pulse off, and the duty factor. The differential evaluation can find solution to several diverse and difficult optimization problems, and hence it is very useful with solving capability of non-differential, non-continuous, non-linear, and multimodal problems. Hence, owing to above advantages, ECDM technique is one of the promising machining technique for PMC material. Next slide, please. Now I will tell you about some of the challenges faced while machining of PMC materials. The first one is difficult machinability. It is due to the reinforced abrasive material properties. The second one is increased tool wear. The reinforced particle like silicon carbide deteriorate the tool surface. The properties of phases used in material are usually different, which makes the machinability difficult. The thermal conductivity of PMCs are very less as compared to fibers, hence the laser beam machining process is not much viable. AWGM cutting processes still face challenges in terms of quality and productivity performance. There have been also reported cutting defects when using an abrasive water jet machine. Damage may vary depending on the workpiece material used. Now in the above graph, we can see that as the concentration of aluminum nitride is increasing, the thermal conductivity is also increasing. Hence, the machinability is easier. In the below figure, we are showing an example of tool with an excessive wear. Next slide, please. Now we have come to the conclusions of machinability of PMC materials. As we have already told, PMC is extensively used in aerospace and biomedical industry due to its low weight and better performance. Low machinability, low thermal conductivity, and increased tool wear are some of the major concerns while doing machining of PMC materials. AWG is a relatively efficient machining technique and is currently in use for producing good quality cuts and surface roughness. Laser machining is also used for PMC as it is quite economical and have short processing time. ECDM routine is primarily dedicated to producing machining of non-conductive material. It aims at finding the optimal values of various parameters, that is EC, IEG, DF, and voltage, such that maximum values of material removal rate are obtained. Thank you so much for listening to us.